Today I went to the Somerset Hub to interview Lee Bullen and get his thoughts on the season and Friday night's massive game with Partick Thistle. Before I do go and show you the interview, I do need to say thank you to the club and especially Lee Bullen and Graham Matthew for organising this for me. It means a lot, and well, here is the interview. Thank you for taking the time to speak to me today. It's great to get your thoughts on how the season is going. So just get to the questions. So how have you enjoyed your time at AUFC since joining in January?
Matt, I've got to be completely honest with you. It's been brilliant. It's disappointing some of the results, absolutely, because I feel that we've got a team that is better than we are in the league. But results are everything, so that's an area we have to put right. But since joining the football club, it's been great. The chairman's been fantastic with me. Graham Matthew's been brilliant. The players were slowly getting there. I think for majority of the games, we've at least been in the games, if not been a better team. Now, it's easy saying that if you're losing goals and not scoring goals, then you're not getting results. But overall, as a football club, I think it's a football club moving in the right direction. Got really good people working here, not just the players and the owner. It's the cleaners and the barmen in there. It's the office staff. It's a really nice football club to work with.
Friday's game is obviously massive for our season, but we are in control following the results on Saturday. Has the build up to this game been any different to any other?
Yeah, slightly I think. The fact that it's on a Friday night, it changes your working week. Normally in a working week would be an extra day. We've given them an extra day's rest in the build up. We're trying to get as many of the players as fresh as possible. We took a couple of injuries down at Queen's the other day, so we're protecting a couple of players and trying to get them as long as possible before we decide on what team we're going to play on Friday night. So yeah, the build-up's been a lot calmer. We're just trying to rest as many of the players up as possible so they're as fresh as they can be on Friday night.
Your marriage, what was the highlight of my life as an Ayr fan when you beat Kilmarnock at Leeds Park? What was been the highlights since you've been here?
That's definitely a highlight, absolutely. It's a brilliant highlight. I think the performance up at Wraith Rovers and the way everything went was excellent. The away win up at Inverness. Now winning my first game in the door 24 hours, I'm not going to take credit for it at all, because that's down to Davy White and all the other staff there, Tommy Tate, Derek Stilley, people like that. I'm not going to take credit for it, but it was a big highlight because coming in your first game to get a victory straight away was excellent against the team that are top of the league. Was really exciting for me, because let's be right, I think the second 45 minutes we were basically defending our 18-yard box for that, and it showed me a real resilience within the players in the build-up. But ultimately, Paddy Redding's left foot strike against Kilmarnock and coming home, switching on YouTube and watching your video after it was probably one of the highlights, I must admit.
It's been great to see Fraser Bryden break into the first team, especially with the first goal against Inverness. What about him impressed you when bringing him through the first team?
Well, again, credit to the staff prior. It was Davy White and Tommy Tate, and the lads had worked with Fraser within the academy. We were down on a couple of numbers, so they thought they'd just bring him in for a couple of weeks to train. We had, in that first game against Arbroath, we had 2 or 3 lads with COVID, so Fraser joined on the bench, and there was probably no thought of putting the lad on. And then, to be honest with you, I just thought the game was heading in a direction that we just needed more legs up front to try and get away from our 18-yard box. So I put Fraser, Dara and Gondo on to try and get us further up the park, and Fraser really, he caught the eye for the 10-15 minutes he was on the pitch. And then watching him in training, he's got a really old head and young shoulders. He can handle the physical side of the game, and I think it's probably one of the stories of the season for the football club, the fact that he's, and especially he scored in the Somerset Road end with all his mates behind and people like you behind that goal. I think that's a dream come true for the lads. So his next dream is to get the club promoted back to the Premier League. So that's what we're working towards now.
Is there any other academy prospects we can expect to be seeing in the future?
Yeah, quite a few. We've got 4 or 5 training with us at the moment. Dario Viviani's been on the bench already because he's been doing well in the 18s. We had Max Guthrie, who's just turned 16, was on the bench up at Dunfermline. He's been doing really, really well. And we've got 3 or 4 lads that are training regularly with us, but are out on loan at junior teams within Ayrshire that are really, really good prospects as well. And I'd like to think that I've proven that if these lads are doing well enough, we'll get the opportunity, like Fraser's had.
There are a number of players that have contract or the loan are done at the end of the season, so identifying the positions to target for the summer.
Yeah, we're looking at various bits and pieces, but unfortunately up to now, without knowing what league we're in, that'll dictate a lot, because one, obviously I think budgets will dictate if we're in the league below or league up. Players will be more excited about coming to Ayr United if we're in the Championship than in League One. Whereas maybe some players we've not really highlighted at the moment, if we do get relegated, become more of an option for us. So listen, first and foremost, we want to try and keep quite a few of the lads that were out of contract that we currently have. So we're in negotiations with some of them. But after that, then we just have to deal with what comes up in the next 3 or 4 days. If we win this game on Friday night and take care of business or get the result we need, then it allows us to start planning immediately. And we've got lists in place of players that we'd like to bring to the football club, and we've got ideas on who we feel it's maybe time to move on from the football club as well.
Yeah, and finally, tell me your thoughts in the chat that our fans have been singing for you in the country.
It's always nice to hear your name sang in a nice way, absolutely. But I'm disappointed it's not quite as good as the McGinty song with the Ballon d'Or, I'm afraid. So we need to try and get that better, or louder at least, so I could hear that anyway.
Well, thanks for taking time to speak to me today. It was obviously a pleasure.
I really appreciate it. And just before you go, I just said to you off camera that, listen, you're doing a great job, and the most positive thing for me is the fantastic feedback you're getting from opposition fans. So keep up the good work, keep up the good job, okay? Well done, mate. Good man.
So there's the interview with Lee Bullen. Just one more thanks to everyone at the club who let me speak to Lee today. It means a lot, and obviously thank you to him himself for taking his time to speak to me. So I'll see you on Friday night for the big one, Partick Thistle, massive game. Let's do this.